Okay, so see here we have the valve springs installed, we have the rockers installed, I have my lash caps on the valves, I have my push rods in, and everything's adjusted. I set my lash to anywhere from 2 to 3,000, so on both the intake and the exhaust. These types of cams, like the 335 grind, stuff that has overlap, like the 356 grind, anything that shares a tighter lobe separation angle and has overlap, sometimes it's difficult to find the zero to set the rockers, but rockers are on. What we're going to do now is we're going to set up the gauge and on the cap, and we're going to measure the lift. Okay guys, so what we have here is the engine set up. I have the dial gauge on the exhaust retainer valve, on the retainer of the exhaust valve. I'm going to rotate the engine over. I've zeroed it out. It's at the valve closed position right now. I'm going to rotate the engine over to see what we have for total exhaust lift. Look like 422 and a half. We'll go around again just to make sure. This thing is a beast. Intake valve. We're going to check the lift again. So it's coming up on the exhaust. When the exhaust starts coming down, there's an overlap when the intake starts. And we're on the intake now. 3, 4. I think that's it. We're on again. So that was the intake valve. Okay, so I'm just setting my timing out here. You know, piston stop, rotate the engine one way, find the number, rotate the engine the other way, find the number, you know, add the two and then divide them by 2, and then that number you just adjust the flywheel with. Once you turn it one way and turn it the other way and both numbers are the same, you know that's top dead center. And then at this point you could turn this dial for the pointer to read top dead center. I've already done that. At this point I'm just setting my timing to 38 degrees. I have the gauge roller rockers in, and the manly springs and everything, the chromoly push rods. Over here at my flywheel side with the billet aluminum flywheel, and the coil that I've made with some Mallory Pro wire inside. That's just a Mallory Pro wire shield. Inside this is 100% pure silver wire and silver connector, and this is 100% rubber boot. I also have a very healthy ground strap, and I'm going to ground this directly to the head. On the flywheel, something I just wanted to point out, I have problems with some of these slipping sometimes. I have this as a pull start. I do ride this around, and when I go someplace to like a store or Dunkin' Donuts, I want to shut it off, so I need a pull start. I can't have a backpack with a starter box in it. So when installing the starter cup onto the flywheel, you know, you got to use like a big impact driver or something like this to put the flywheel on with, or else you're just not going to get it on properly. You know, they need like 60 pounds, and I think 60 pounds is an absolute minimum. You know, I use this ARP lube for everything. Something that I absolutely recommend is putting some of the lube onto the threads of the flywheel, and some of it onto the back of the flywheel nut. I'll show you where I'm talking about on here. I just feel that sometimes these little nubs want to grab in and don't want to let it slip, so it can turn and properly torque down. These little things are going to bite in anyhow into the metal, leaving a small indentation. The bolt itself never backs out really. It's always just the flywheel itself that slips on the crankshaft. So I just feel that applying a little bit of lube to the back of that nut allows it to spin and tighten along with on the threads of the flywheel nut. But I apply that stuff, then I had to cut into the back of this cup. This is some custom fit job here, but on this one here, what I do is I just get it into the cup, tighten this down, and then with the ARP lube and an impact driver, you should be able to get these things on tight enough to the point where they don't slip on the crank anymore. So if there's anything you guys want, please comment, let me know. I was thinking about doing a video on just little odds and ends that I find very helpful to have around, but let me know if there's some type of information that I haven't been putting out there, or something that you guys need to know. But let me know. I love making these videos, and talk to you soon.